Welcome and good afternoon. This is Commish Orr, and today I have a little bit of a different video for you. I thought I would show you guys how I play History Maker Baseball, digitally at least. So kind of walk you through the steps from just getting the game set up to how I play it and that kind of thing. I thought that might be interesting for some people to see. I know I always like to see how other people play the game. Now, for most of you, you just play cards and dice, physical dice, roll the dice, and that kind of thing, and that's great. So, but this is how I play digitally, and the reason I do it this way, I guess, is because generally when I play in the evenings, and I'm usually sitting in the living room on my laptop, watching TV's on in the background or whatever, and so in my setup, I don't really have I don't have any good setup for dice or anything like that. I could go to a different room and kind of set up and play that way, but I find that the barriers to getting started are a lot less if I just can play right there on my couch at a moment's notice. I could just pull everything up on the computer and kind of go from there, and I don't have to go to a different room and physically get things set up and all of that stuff. So again, many of you might think that this setup is kind of is not something you would do, and that's fine. Everybody has to play in their own way, and as I said, I don't have a separate room set up that I just go to and play. And so this is my easy entry setup, I guess you'll say, so that I can play almost every night if I want to, whenever I have time. And I get a game in and all of the extra stuff in less than an hour probably. So anyway, with all that said, this is I have a Google Drive that has all of my files in it, and I have a tabletop baseball drive that has History Maker Baseball. It has my Payoff Pitch files when I was playing that league, which I'm going to get back to also, and then just miscellaneous files and that kind of thing. So if I'm playing History Maker Baseball, I go in the History Maker Baseball file, or folder, excuse me, and I pull up a couple of Excel sheets that I have. One is the tourney in Excel format, so I can kind of see what the next matchup is, and let's say it's this Baltimore at Oakland, I believe, is the next matchup. Yep. So Baltimore at Oakland, I know what the teams are going to be. I have this franchise spreadsheet that takes a second to pull up here, but this has all of the team rosters for every team, the lineups, the pitching rotations, and that kind of thing. So as you can see here, I have a little tab for every team. And what did I say? Baltimore at Oakland. So I'd go over to Baltimore here. The lineups are already set up. And have their set up for their last starting pitchers, so I'd have to go look at that. Easy enough. And then Oakland. So this is what I normally have, is I have the pitcher for the prior day. So that's 6-3. That's how many innings they pitched, so I can kind of keep track of that. And then I'm going to look at the next starter, who would be Vita Blue probably. Yeah, so Vita Blue will be their next starter. Here's their lineup. The green are the starters, so that I can very easily during the game come back in here and kind of do a look through to very quickly find a pinch hitter and that kind of thing if I need to. Their stats are in here. And again, Baltimore should have their stuff here, but they don't. So let's go to score sheets. And let's find that Baltimore game from day one. Let's see. Well, I'll see who they played. Baltimore. Oh, they played Boston. That's right. So Baltimore at Boston in day one. There it is. So let's see what the pitching was like that day for Baltimore. McNally, 8 innings. Olson, 1. So McNally, 8 innings. Olson, 1 inning. All right, so Baltimore starter for game 2. Here are their starters. And I kind of went with the lowest. McNally had the lowest ERA, 22-10. Probably Jim Palmer. Yeah, let's go with Jim Palmer. So Jim Palmer pitches in this game. All right. So that kind of gives me an idea of what I'm going to do there. And then the other thing that I need to pull up is the roller, which I will talk about here in a minute. Pull that up real quick. All right. And both of these teams won in the first game. So I have a game day tab down here. And it rolled when I opened this. So here's the mood roll. 3. They're a 1-game winning streak. 3 is too high. But this means semi-harmony. So we're going to look in the sunny side. Major perk with manager. Add a semi-quality to choice player till further notice. All right, so that's interesting. So that'll be for Baltimore, who is the visiting team. And what about the home team? If I hit F9, it'll re-roll. 4, that's too high because they have only 1-game winning streak. This is a blank, so they're going to be they're going to be semi-dissonant, I believe. And it's a 6, so the shortstop is going to miss this game. All right, so that was the Oakland shortstop. So if I come to Oakland here, okay, so looks like Miguel Tejada is going to be the shortstop for this game. All right, so that kind of gives us an idea. I'm going to do one more roll, no weather. And then here's this. I have this set up to automatically randomize umpires. So Connolly, O'Day, Harvey, McGowan. And I come over here to unusual results. I don't know if this is going to paste in. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Well, whatever. It posts in. Connolly, Clem, Motley, Harvey. That's fine. So now the umpires I have with their ratings here. And team, the home team is Oakland, so I type Oakland in here, and it pulls in their stadium, so that if I ever have to go to unusual results or the umpire screen, I can see the umpire and see their ratings here and the ballpark rating up here. And these will roll if we ever need to look in here. All right, so now that that's all set up, I can pull up ball score. I use ball score to set up the games. Go into game setup. Discard current scorebook. Yes. Okay, it's October 2nd is the game day. And the visiting team was Baltimore. Baltimore at Oakland. So I pull up the Baltimore roster here and load lineup. And load the lineup in. And fix their pitcher here, who I said Jim Palmer was going to be pitching for them today. So Jim Palmer. And this should be the lineup as it was on here. So Alomar, Singleton. Let's just make sure that's the right lineup. Yeah. Robinson, Anderson, Lowenstein. Hoyles, Mora, Ripken. Hoyles, Mora, Ripken. Okay. So that's all set up right. And I'm going to flip. And green to set the defense. And now we load the Oakland lineup. And go down to Oakland here. Pull in their lineup. And let's save this game. It's going to be Baltimore at Oakland. And then I'm going to load that lineup as well. But we have to switch out the shortstop. And Miguel Tejada is going to be shortstop. And I'm not going to adjust the lineup because because he would have been worse offensively than the starter anyway. So, and Oakland starting pitcher is going to be Vita Blue, I believe I said. Yeah, we use Vita Blue. So come up here and put him in there. And now I have them. Now I'm going to set the game data. Make sure the location's correct. And now I also put the umpires in here. So if I go back here, I see Connolly, Clem, Motley, Harvey. Connolly, Clem, Motley, Harvey. Okay, now I flip again and save that defense, and we are ready to go. Click OK, and we're good to go here. All right, so if I click the number 4, it pulls up my little defense and running stuff. And then I don't have this full screen. That way I get more screen real estate here since I'm only working on a laptop screen. So I drag this over so I can see all 9 innings. Drag this up so I just see the 9 players. And that screen's good. So I don't need to look at this again. I'll minimize that. And now we need to pull in the cards. So I have all of the player cards. I basically took a picture of every sheet of player cards and then digitally cut them up. So Baltimore. And I have a lineup folder with just their lineup in it. So there's their lineup. And Jim Palmer. Here's Jim Palmer's card. And then we need Oakland. And remember, Tejada is the shortstop this game. So I'm going to copy that into the lineup folder. And I'm going to put a number 9. So it's in the right order. Tejada. And I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so now I have the right Oakland lineup here. And I'll pull that up. And Vita Blue was the Oakland starting pitcher, so I'm going to pull him up. And then if I go back into the base History Maker Baseball folder, down at the bottom I use the Steel Extra Base chart to provide automatic stealing advice to me. And I think that's all we need. And here's how I set it up. I put the home pitcher up here. I put the home lineup down here. Put the visiting pitcher next to the home batting order. And put the visiting batting order next to the home pitcher. So there we have it. And then I usually just minimize this because I don't need to use it too much. And then I minimize this roller. And kind of pull this down so I can see the base running stuff. And I am good to go. So what I do is, since it's already auto-rolled, I just start playing. So Alomar against Vita Blue. So this rolled 1-1-2. You can see another video on how I set this roller up, but everything's kind of automated. And then it pulls in the these based on the charts, the History Maker Baseball charts. So Flash, which he is. Strikeout. Is he a good eye? No, he's not. So Alomar would strike out in this case. And so I just start playing the game. Simple as that. At the end of it, I kind of save these. I take some screen grabs to create a score sheet. I'm going to play through the game, but I'll play through as the tournament gets closer to the end. I'll start playing through some games, and so you can watch that. But I create these score sheets that look like this. I take a little grab of the ball score score sheet for the visiting team and the home team, and I put those on a separate image file. And then I go into ball stat, pull the box score for that game, and put that over here. And then I save this as an image for that particular game so that I have the score sheet and the box score right next to each other, and I can kind of follow along and see how the game panned out. For upload to the website, baseballmaelstrom.com is where you can find these, and then I do a little write-up on each game, so that you can kind of get a little write-up on the website of each game as after it's been completed. And all of that takes about an hour. So to play a game, upload the files to the website, do a little write-up, a paragraph write-up on the game, and all that fun stuff takes about an hour or so. Let's talk about this roller. Why do I have 2 decider die up here, for example? Well, this is the main die roll, right, for the main charts. But oftentimes, let's say fielder. If we got down to fielder, it says go to the scorer micro chart. We'll have a separate die roll for the micro chart here, so I don't have to re-roll. And if we had to go down to the scorer, safe at first, official score rules, base hit. So I already have that already plugged in based on this roll here. Sometimes it refers you to go to the drama charts or the other mini charts like right now, experience, or chemistry. Well, I don't re-roll for those because the drama charts have a separate roll that's been done automatically, and the other chart has a separate roll that's been done automatically. So the reason there are 2 decider die up here is because one is for these base rolls if need be. But sometimes I need to, like, it'll send me to, let's say, infield drama, and it'll say pitcher iron, and then if the pitcher is semi-iron, I can look at the second die roll to see if the decider die came up, yes or no. So that's why I have two decider die. So I look at the first decider die for the first case where a decision needed to be made or it needed to be used, and then I have the second one here for a second time that in the same role that a decision or whatever needed to be made to help. Now, if it gets to the third one, then I will re-roll to see a third decider die if needed. But usually that doesn't happen because usually you're only using the main chart and maybe the drama, maybe the mini chart. Occasionally you'll use drama and then go to the mini chart, and that's why I have 3 die rolls here separated so that they'd be independent of each other. Also, if there were weather effects, I put them down here. I always just keep it like this wind in. It wasn't wind in for this game, but I don't change it unless I need to put something else in there. And then I put little notes. So, semi-struggler. This gives me a little reminder of what a semi-struggler and struggler, when that happens. Right now, this gives me a little reminder on what right now means and how that impacts. Base running, I have the base running stuff down here so I can reference that very quickly also based on the lead die here. Now, if this rolls 1, 3, 5 and we have an unusual result, based on the lead die color, I'll go over here to the unusual result, and if it's black, I look at the ballpark, and there will be a ballpark listing here if it's black. Blue, these are rolled always anyway, because sometimes even without an unusual result, a regular result has you check the umpire chart. So these get rolled all the time anyway. And since I don't know what the running situation is going to be, I just put them all in here. And then I can just reference this, look at the ratings here. And there's a decider die here also because the umpires sometimes need that. And then if there is a red 1, 3, 5, that result will appear here along with any highlight reels results that would result from the red unusual result. That's a lot of results. That would appear down here. So that's kind of how I have it set up. And again, game day I only use at the start to randomize the perks and all of that stuff that happened. So anyway, the only thing I didn't do is it said there was a semi-quality for one of the starters this game, and I didn't note that, but I would normally note that. And same with the fresh inning. So what I would do is Vita Blue is 5-3, 5 fresh, 3 semi-fresh, and Jim Palmer is 5-3, 5 fresh, 3 semi-fresh. So I'd put that up here. Again, just as a reminder while I'm playing, to know, the freshness rating of the starting pitcher. So that's kind of how I have things set up. These other tabs down here are just the actual behind the scenes charts and stuff that I put in here. So, if you went to this HMB chart results, you'd see all of the number breakdowns and pitcher, batter, fielder, what each of those represent, and that kind of thing. And then I have different tabs for drama, mini charts, micro charts, and all of the highlight reels and all of that fun stuff. So those are all in different tabs, and I never really have to reference those because the die roll will pull these up automatically. Anyway, so I think that's where I will leave things. I just thought I'd do a quick video to show you kind of the way I play. I know it's not it may be strange, especially if you just use regular physical cards and dice. But I wanted this set up because it's very easy to just pick up. Sitting on the couch, I don't need a table or anything. I'm just sitting there with my laptop. I can pull all this up, and I can play through a game just sitting on the couch and not have to, get anything set up. Everything is right here at my fingertips for me to look up or to use. So again, if I need to make changes or during the game, pull in a new pitcher or pinch hitters and that kind of stuff, I can pull up the teams tab and kind of very quickly look through and pull in the right player, and then I can go and pull in the card for that player just by doing that. By having a separate folder for the lineup, then only those 9 players are in here, and I can just advance through the lineup very easily. If I have to get to another player in the team, I can do this. This is all alphabetical on this side because these are in the main folder. So these are all the players alphabetically. So I can find those very quickly too. And so that's how I play the game. Would love to see your comments about that down below. This, as you may know, it took me a while to get that roller set up because I had to basically teach myself how to make one. But now that it's set up, it's a very easy process, and I can play through a game pretty quickly and easily. But that's where we will leave things. I'd love to hear your comments about anything that you saw here down below. If you have any questions, leave those down below as well. Hopefully this has been helpful to some people out there. If you're looking for different ways to play, maybe you can't use physical dice and physical cards for whatever reason. Maybe this gives you some inspiration that you can still play these games without that. I have Payoff Pitch set up the same way. Obviously not exactly the same because it's a different game. I didn't have to set up a die roller, that huge die roller. There is already a die roller online for Payoff Pitch that I use in those cases. But generally speaking, it's similar in the sense that I have ball score pulled up here, the cards pulled up over here, and any charts I need to reference, I can pull up as well. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you found this interesting. Until next time, have a great evening.